Hi everybody, so today we are learning to explain how a pictogram shows information. So this is a remembering and understanding lesson. By the end of the lesson you should be able to recall, which means say and list the features of a pictogram. You should be able to explain how it gives information, and you should be able to explain how the pictures can represent different numbers. So let's have a look at a pictogram. Here is a simple pictogram. Success criteria 1 was to be able to recall the features of a pictogram. So let's have a look at the key features of a pictogram. First of all, you will have your headings. Your headings will tell you what it is underneath is classified as. So for example, here this heading says fruit, and it's got the different types of fruit that the pictogram is recording. This heading says favourite fruit. So underneath it's telling you how many people like this as their favourite fruit. So underneath the first heading, and in this case it says fruits, you would have to list the different types. So to recap, you have got your headings, and underneath your first heading you would have the different types, and in this case that's the different types of fruit. Under the second heading you're recording how many of those things there are. In this case, this pictogram is telling you how many people like this fruit as their favourite. So this heading tells us what this information shows. You will also have a key, and the key in a pictogram tells us what each of these pictures represents. It tells us that one smiley face means one child. So each of these smiley faces represents one. Lastly, the final feature is each smiley face, or each picture in the pictogram. So each picture in the pictogram will represent a number. So here you can see the smiley faces, and that represents a number. And the number that it represents is told to you within the key. So let's recap the features of a pictogram. You've got headings, and they tell you what it means underneath. You've got the types down one side of your pictogram, and you have your pictures on the other side of your pictogram. You will also have a key which tells you how many each picture represents. So now you should be able to recall the features of a pictogram. Success criteria 2 was to be able to explain how a pictogram shows information. So in this pictogram, the information it's showing us is how many people like different types of fruit. So it's told us the different types of fruit, and then it's told us how many people have chosen it as their favourite. So for example, for an apple, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people said that apple was their favourite fruit. For a banana, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people said that their favourite fruit was a banana. 3 people said their favourite fruit was strawberry. 2 people said their favourite fruit was a pear. And 4 people said that their favourite fruit was grapes. So the information that this pictogram shows us is how many people chose these fruits as their favourites. So a pictogram shows us information. It can show us any type of information. It could show how many people like certain drinks. It could show how many different coloured cars there are on the road. It could show you what different plants you have in your garden. It could show you any type of information. Success criteria 3 was to explain how the pictures can represent different numbers. So in this pictogram, it tells us in the key that each smiley face means one child. But the key could change. It doesn't always have to be that each picture represents one. For example, if the key changed so that each picture represented 2, now each smiley face means 2 children. So if we wanted to see how many children chose an apple as their favourite fruit, this time each smiley face means 2. So we would have to count in 2s. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 10 children chose apple as their favourite fruit. It doesn't just have to be 1 or 2 that each picture could represent. It could be any number as long as it's shown in the key. This time, the smiley face means 10 children. So each picture represents 10 children. Let's see how many children chose an apple now. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. 50 children said an apple was their favourite fruit. Let's have a look for a banana. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. 70 children chose a banana. So as you can see, the pictures could represent any number, but it's important to look at the key to find out what number the picture actually represents. So now that I've explained what a pictogram is to you, I want you to have a go at being the teacher and explain it to a parent or carer at home. Using the pictogram on the class page, explain go through the success criteria and explain each one in turn. So first of all, point out the features and explain the features of a pictogram. Then explain what information the pictogram actually tells you, and then explain how the pictures can represent different numbers. Off you go.